Aloha and welcome back to another edition of Shakas and Swings. I'm your host, Hunter Hughes, and with me today is my good friend and brother, Mark Veneri. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Hunter? Thanks for having me, my bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Me and Mark are, I have just now joined the Brotherhood broadcast with John Veneri and Mark Veneri. They like to joke that I am an adopted Veneri brother, and I'm very happy to come alongside you guys. It's been so much fun this season. What was your experience being down at TC Ching this last week?
Well, I think first, for me, it was kind of a blessing. Me and John, or John and I doing this, getting together for the broadcast, having you join us on the sideline. I think for us, it's just, it was kind of like a dream come true. You never imagined that two brothers with both for the passion of broadcasting to be in the booth and also have the passion for University of Hawaii football.
Big time.
Just being there, and it was really surreal. I don't think it's really hit us yet that, we're pretty much the first two brothers to do it on a national stage. So in a broadcast like this, I'm just still blessed. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned it earlier in the round, but not just with, your brother John playing for UH, but UH football was a big part of you guys' upbringing and childhood. Maybe talk about that a little bit.
It was cool because I was about 6-7 years old. The 1992 Holiday Bowl season was fond memories. 91, 92, 93, Michael Carter, Ivan Jasper.
One of the best teams we've ever had.
Okay, let me just say this. The 92 team would smoke any of the teams. And
bro, they were good.
I'll get the eyebrow raised from Mike LaFelle. Colt, rest in peace, Colt. Yeah. Colt would give me the look like there's no way.
So would Chris Brown.
They would all give me the look like you're crazy. But I grew up around it. UH football is what I knew. Growing up, there's a lot of pictures of, Jeff Seidner, Larry Conn Smith, Brian Gordon, Derek Branch, the legends of University of Hawaii football that really I grew up around. Yeah. And, again, to be a part of something like this, moving forward, Timmy as well. Timmy was, I was a freshman throwing ball. I was a Punahou quarterback and, throwing with Timmy and, just being around it, Chad Owens, the greats of UH football. This is something I've been around, my whole life.
Yeah. It's kind of come full circle for those guys and seemingly a little bit for you guys as well, man. I'm really happy not just to be a part of it, but for you guys as well. Kind of shifting over to golf. This is a golf podcast. How long have you been playing golf? Obviously, you played a bunch of sports growing up. What has kind of drawn you to this game?
Golf it's such a humbling sport where it's just you, a club, a ball, and you control everything. You control what you're doing. My grandfather, Ernest Teixeira, on the Big Island, introduced me to the game at a really young age. He actually... they lived on the Hilo Municipal Golf Course.
Wow.
So when I used to go there, whether it be a break, Christmas break, spring break, summer break, we would literally walk on the course and just walk around the course, and he'd teach me the game of golf, teach me what it's like. And, that was my first introduction to golf. And right around that time, 97, 96, 97, 98, that's when Tiger started coming in the picture.
Yeah,
And I was 13, I was about 13, 14 years old, and Tiger Woods was the thing. And, that's when I first got introduced to golf.
That's sick, man. Have you, we'll touch on Tiger a little bit later, but have you introduced your own kids to the game of golf?
I have. My son, Maya, he absolutely loves the game of golf.
That's
he
sweet.
Actually, I put him on the junior tees, and he shoots in, the 110s, 115 area. The guy can crank it a little bit, but he started to enjoy the game of golf. He sits and watches all the guys, the Justin Thomases, the Rory McIlroys, Tiger, and back in 19 when he won the Masters, he sat and watched the round of golf with me. So I've introduced it to him. He has his own set of clubs as well. So when we can, we get out to the course and I take him with me.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, since COVID, there's been this huge surge of people taking up the game of golf. And I just noticed you got some brand new clubs, man. What has getting fitted done to your game?
Well, I first off had to beg my wife to get these clubs back here, the Stelts.
Pro tip: check with your wife before you get set up with a
she's
set
the
of clubs.
boss. She's the boss. She
That's
makes
right.
the call. So she let me. I was telling her about how I had Nike clubs for the longest time because of Tiger Woods. You know, everything Tiger, Rory had the Nike set, the Vapors. And then I was like, you know what? You know, technology is 10, 12 years since I got a brand new set of clubs. Technology, we've talked about it today, how technology has really changed the game of golf. And everyone said, hey, you should really go get fitted, get yourself a set that, you know, really can change your game. And that's exactly what I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to Roger Dunn's.
Okay.
Roger Dunn's. I think I saw you there.
I think I saw you there. Be there, and Maya was there too.
Yes, he was, and he was hitting, and I got a good set over there, and I really took to it. Didn't know exactly what to hit, so I had regular shafts, and then I switched over to stiff shafts, and now it's it's really changed the way I play the game.
That's awesome, and yeah, I reference it similar to, you don't want to be operating on Windows 95 on your computer. You need something in the modern times to be able to handle all the video, all the stuff that we need to live a modern lifestyle. And the same thing with golf. And so if you're out there wanting to check out a new set of golf clubs, go down to Roger Dunn. I know they'll take care of you guys. But kind of moving forward, I love the shirt, man. Rocking the Tiger Red. What's talk to me about this a little bit?
Well, a good friend of mine, a couple of the good guys over there, Sugar Caddy. They've been so kind enough to let us wear their brand on the football field. And I told him, I was like, if I'm gonna go golfing, I gotta have red. I feel, I may not play like Tiger.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I'm wearing red, it's just like, all right, I can focus, whether it be a 90 or 92, I don't care. But it helps me kind of from a mindset perspective. It's Tiger. It's just what it was. It's what we grew up with. So every time you see me golf, I'm actually always wearing red.
Wow.
I always choose to wear red. So Sugar Caddy came up with some great designs, and I'm rocking I call it the Rock Candy shirt.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's kind of one of my go-to shirts.
As the Howley Redhead resident of this podcast, I can't exactly rock red quite as well as you, my friend. It looks much better on
Thank you.
But kind of talking about Tiger a little bit, since he's such an influence in the game of golf, in the world of sports, generally speaking as well. What would you say one of your favorite memories of Tiger is?
I think I got to say two.
Okay.
The first off was when he was playing with the broken leg.
The 08 U.S. Open.
Yep, the 08 U.S. Open, making that eagle, that birdie chip in to take the lead going into Sunday.
Yeah.
The way he maneuvered around that golf course at Pebble Beach. And then in 2019, it's the greatest story in golf. It's arguably could be the greatest comeback in sports history, winning the Masters. I stayed up and I watched every single round from Thursday to Sunday. I woke up at 3 o'clock because they moved the time because of some storms. So actually in Hawaii time, I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I watched the 5-hour, 50-minute round, was in tears.
Me too, man. I cried like a baby, unashamedly too. Yeah.
I couldn't, and my wife's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I said, you don't understand.
You don't get it.
You don't understand. And then I'm like, thank you. And I'm also at the same time, I put a post out after the third round with him pumping his fist when he made that birdie on 15.
Yes. Up the hill.
Up the hill, yes. I put a post out. I say, Grandpa, if you're watching on this, my grandpa texts, and I told him, I was like, hey, if you're watching this right now, let Tiger win Sunday, please. Like every putt that you could think of. That's what I grew up watching, and I'm not ashamed of it. I cried, I bawled, I jumped for joy.
Getting choked up right now,
I do.
man.
I think about it, you know?
Me too.
And you just hope for one moment, maybe one more moment, you pray for him to come back in full swing, but just for him to be out there is great.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and you've admitted to me in the round today how much of a fan of the Masters, not just Tiger, but the Masters that you are. Any other Masters memories that you can think of?
I think one of the big ones for me in particular was Hideki Matsuyama winning.
Oh, yeah.
Only because of the humility in which the Japanese playing sports, and this
So
just
cool.
it's not only in baseball but in golf, and him saluting his caddy saluting. I think that was a monumental change in how, as an American sport, in the European sport, and then you have the Japanese, the Koreans coming in, and golf like brings people together. It brings people of all races that you can come on one course and enjoy something so at that magnitude.
Yeah.
And Hideki winning was a big one for me. Spieth's back-to-back. Spieth's faltering.
Big time.
Was another one as well.
Oh, yeah. In 2016, whenever he threw a couple into the creek
I couldn't imagine
12.
that. What his mind
brutal.
is thinking.
Oh, man.
Too. And I'm hoping, one of the things I'm hoping for, I know we talked about this, is Rory McIlroy.
Oh, yeah.
I am praying for that guy to win a Masters.
Big time. Rory has taken up the metaphorical crown of kind of the face of golf now, and really all that's left is him to complete the career Grand Slam at the Masters, and I gotta believe he's going to be one of the favorites. We'll leave all the live drama on the side with who's going to be allowed to play.
Don't even get me started
in
on
that tournament
the whole live stuff.
Golly.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's such a sideshow. It's really not important if you ask those of us that are in the world of golf. There's way more things to focus on, like expanding the game, like someone like yourself picking the game up, and someone like Rory and actually Tiger have teamed up recently. We didn't talk about this yet, but they've started an initiative to bring golf to arenas, to football arenas. In the 2024 season, they're going to do all sorts of interactive, digital, and gameplay for the fans. It's going to be really cool to see what they do.
And I'm excited for that because, the one thing, the Tiger, that's another thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
The Tiger shift. Like the Tiger that was, in the late 90s and that whole 2000s
Big
runs,
time.
to the Tiger that's now
Two completely
different people. How he's been interactive with the players. Justin Thomas, one of his good friends. Rory, you look at Ricky Fowler. Spieth. And guys that there's the respect.
He's a great nucleus of guys.
Yes, and I like the fact of the Tiger, because Tiger didn't really chat too much on the course.
No.
He was all business.
He was a killer.
Yes.
Killers don't have time to talk.
No.
Yeah.
And to see that shift where he's giving, giving advice and so-called giving back to the game, you see a little bit more of that, and I like that about it. And we talked about on the course today. Rory is kind of like the new, kind of like that new face of golf. Relatively still young, has a lot of career left in front of him, and I'm hoping, as we mentioned, that I hope he gets that career Grand Slam.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We're kind of coming to the end of the show. I'd like to get into a little quick fire question segment of the show.
Okay.
We didn't ask any of these on the course
because
because I want to kind of put you on the spot.
Okay.
First and foremost, boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
All right. Loosey-goosey out there. All right, I like that. Favorite football team? We'll go NFL, and then we'll go college, obviously.
Okay. Let's go, obviously, Green Bay Packers. I love the Packers.
That's two guests on this show now that are Packer fans. I did not plan this. This was not scripted. I don't know what to do right now.
I have a story for that, but that's up to you if you want to hear it.
Feel free.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like talking right now.
I didn't have a team. I was 6 or 7 years old. We went down to the Pro Bowl, like where they get the autographs and whatnot. Took a picture of Brett Favre. He asked me, do you have a favorite team? I think I was like 6 or 7.
Okay.
And he's like, do you have a favorite team? And I'm like, I don't have a favorite team. He's like, you're a Packer fan.
Wow.
In his southern accent.
Favre was cool.
You're a Packer fan right now. You got me? And
I'm from Chicago. I grew up hating the Packers. However, Favre was a dude.
Yes.
He was tough.
Yes, he was.
He had heart. He made stupid throws that he pulled off sometimes. I mean, it was tough not to root for him, even as a Bears fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Favre was cool.
Yes, he was, and he's arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
That's cool.
College team, obviously University of Hawaii, hands down. But if we go outside of University of Hawaii, it was always the University of Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. See, we got that in common too. That's cool.
All right,
you made up for it.
Okay, good.
Right now, favorite golf club in the bag?
I really enjoy hitting, as you saw today, would be the pitching wedge.
Ooh. Yeah, you hit the pitching wedge pretty well.
Like, I feel comfortable in the 120, 130 realm pitching wedge. I love the pitching wedge. Runner-up would be the 8-iron.
Okay, we got to get you to those numbers.
Yes.
We got a game plan for that from the tee.
Next time you're going to caddy me.
That's right.
This whole time.
We're going to get them right to the tour. Spam Musubi or Poke Bowl?
Poke Bowl.
Ooh, okay. Where's your favorite spot?
Tanioka's. Tanioka's with Tamura's by Pro Ridge, a close second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys have obviously, kind of struck gold with the Brotherhood broadcast, calling UH games. For those that may not know, Mark's also a great play-by-play guy with high school games out here too. What would you say at this point in your commentary career is the next goal for you?
I think, wherever the good Lord takes me, man. I'm so honored and so blessed that everything else is gravy at this point. For me, I have a family that I absolutely love. I have a brother that's supportive in what for both of us. We're both supportive. I mean, for as you as well, supportive. I'm happy. Like I really am. Like obviously, the end goal when John decides to step away one day would be to be in that chair, the play-by-play voice for University of Hawaii football. Wow. But at this point, I'm right where I need to be at this moment. With my brother, with you.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
That's awesome, man. This is my favorite question to ask. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be on the golf course or anywhere else, but I love asking people what is the hardest time they've ever laughed. It can be a couple times too.
Man, that's a tough one. Honestly, I've laughed so hard so many times. God, that's a tough question, actually, Hunter. I think would be, this is a shout out to my boy Jordan Moss.
Perfect.
There was twice, we were at Turtle Bay, and twice he couldn't get it past the women's tee. And obviously we were a little intoxicated at the moment. Okay. So for him, if you know the 16th hole on the Palmer, it's kind of, you have all those sand traps on the right.
Yes.
He first off, he hits it, not past the women's tee, drops his pants, misses it, and I'm uncontrollably laughing. And then he hits it into the sand, and he probably about 3 or 4 shots later.
Are the pants still around his ankles at that point?
And that's the thing that was even more funny. He took off his pants.
Oh my God.
And he's walking towards the sand, and I'm like, what are you doing? And we just couldn't stop laughing. I think that was one of the greatest golf laughs of
There's
all
nothing
time.
better.
And then also, I think the other time when he was with me as well, we were playing Ko'olau.
Yeah.
And
tough track, man.
Yes, I slid down number 10 the whole way down. It was muddy.
Oh man.
And I was covered in just mud the whole round. And I went airborne and slid in the air. Going down to get my ball. So
man, well, I'm thankful.
I think we're talking about golf.
Yeah, of course. I'm thankful that we didn't slide and we kept the pants on today during the round.
There's a couple of moments that it was close.
It was questionable. But Mark, we thank you so much for coming by, being on the show, and looking forward to a great year down the sideline.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time on Shakas and Swings. Aloha.
Cheers.